I'm going to explain to you the process on developing this social confidence. So by the end of this video, you will literally have like an exact step-by-step of, okay, I need to go and do this to know how to develop the confidence. I tend to think that I am the absolute best in the world when it comes to just being charismatic, confident. I can talk to anybody. I can cold approach every girl and any girl, and I can just say what I want. Whether you're a male or female watching this, I want to help you develop the ability to be as like confident as I am, because not only if you learn how to build like the confidence, social confidence I'm going to talk about, you're going to notice like the benefit of doing this is like your life is going to get better and better. Like you're going to get more of what you want. That's more friendships, business deals, relationships between male or female, romantically. You're going to be happier just because what I'm going to teach, it forces specific emotions. Okay, your body, I'm still learning about this, but your body operates off like a value system, but it goes for like specific like emotions as well. So have you ever heard that saying, we do more to avoid pain than we will to gain pleasure? So our body goes towards pleasure, but it runs away from pain. And when I first started like learning how to cold approach girls, or asking like better, deeper questions to have like better conversations with people to make them subconsciously feel like I want to get to know them, it was all awkward as fuck at first, dude, because everything new is uncomfortable. That's why most people don't change. But I kept doing it, man. Like I kept practicing, I kept going out of my way to do this, because when I started learning how to cold approach girls, I was going through a heartbreak at the time. My ex-girlfriend, best girlfriend I had, it was just, she broke up with me, and then I moved into a bigger house, and I not only was I going through a heartbreak, but I was also lonely and a guy in a wheelchair too. So you would think that being in a wheelchair would make like my dating life or my social life significantly harder. And I can tell you that the man that I am today, with how confident I am, with how I like hold myself, my dating and like sex life has been the absolute best that it's ever been. That's why I sit here, like I have 2 different YouTube channels. I have 2 coaching businesses. I want to help people learn how to like develop into the person I am today, because I can see from firsthand experience how awesome it is to just well, I roll around with like just big dick energy, dog. I want you guys too. So listen, just want to go ahead and say this. If you want to learn how to become more extroverted, more social, you want to become more confident as a person, if you just want to like kind of get what you want out of life, that's what I help do. I film 60 videos a week on this channel. Go ahead and click subscribe, man. I think you'll like to stick around. So now I'm going to teach you the steps to building this confidence. There's a couple steps. I'm not going to sit here and say them out loud, but I guess I will. So there's like going somewhere in public, learning how to say hi to people, and then we're going to start complimenting people, and then we're going to start like having conversations with them. But we're going to walk through each one of these, because the way that I do this, the way that the system I have developed this to be as low pressure as possible. Now, if we go to like my main channel, dating channel, where I help men understand women, you'll have a lot of guys in the dating field that will say like, we got to stop and force a conversation with girls. And you know, that's a lot of that is what you have to do. Like, you got to start talking to girls, or you're never going to ask them out. But I have noticed, and I'll talk about that, I've noticed that the way I do things, these conversations with women or men or strangers, the ones that are really enjoyable, the ones that are meant to happen, they kind of just happen. So step 1 is, if you were someone like myself, where when I moved into this house, making sure my mic's on, I was like, holy fuck, dude. I've always said that I hate being alone. I've always said I thrive around other people. I did not realize that I had an insecurity around being alone, which was probably one of the reasons why I pushed my ex-girlfriend away, is because I wanted to spend time with her all the time. And I was like, wow, I am really miserable right now. I don't like being alone. I don't want to be here anymore. So I had to learn how to take myself out of the house and go do what I want when I want, if I felt like it. Now, that's the thing, is if you feel like it, because even like today, when I went to get my mail, because I'm doing a different budgeting system with my money, so that way I can invest more and become richer, my mailbox is not outside of my house. It's at the very beginning of the neighborhood next to the pool. That's where all the mailboxes are. It's super annoying. On the way home from the gym, I was like, okay, I need to go and get the mail. But something was like, no, don't get the mail. Like, that's annoying. I don't want to go out of my way to do it. But I had to fight that feeling of going home and instead going to get the mail. When I got to the mailbox and I started getting out of my car, I was like, why was that a big deal? I was like, dude, I'm here now. This is fine. So that's, no matter which one of these steps you're on, I just want you to know that resistance, it's always going to be there. Your brain, again, your brain's going to try to move you away from pain. At that time, my brain was like, getting the mail would be painful because you got to take time to get out of your car and then get your wheelchair out, blah, blah, blah. But once I was there, I was like, dude, this was not that bad at all. Okay, so we need to start. So I'm going to teach you how to turn doing this into a very pleasant experience. That way you'll want to do it. This is like, I'm studying one of the most successful and successful hypnotists and success coaches in the world. That's why I'm able to like teach this as part of what I do. Okay. Now, first step is we gotta take ourselves somewhere consistently every single week. Doesn't have to be all the time, but it just needs to be once a week, every single week for the rest of eternity. So I take my dog to the farmer's market on Sundays because it's outside. It's during the day. I live in a very rich area of Florida. It's beautiful out here, and I have a long-haired German Shepherd. I gotta walk that dog somehow, and I also go to the farmer's market to practice saying hi to strangers and to be around other people. Because if you ever get that feeling of being like lonely, I'm so depressed I don't have anybody to hang out with, that's another reason why I'm also taking myself out of the house, because we're doing a couple things here. So number one is when we leave the house, we are trying to fix that insecurity of being alone. But number two, you're gonna that insecurity of being by yourself, that's gonna bring up a feeling every now and then of feeling like you're alone. Well, if you can learn how to take yourself out of the house, that feeling goes away. And this is what I teach people. Because there's statistics, 1 out of 3 adults feel lonely, I think, at least once a week. I am that person, and I am so fucking extroverted. I could talk to anybody. I could talk to a wall if I wanted to, but I still get that feeling of being lonely. And I've discovered that if I take myself out in public somewhere and I'm around other people, even if I don't say something to them, that feeling goes away. Why? Because I'm giving my brain something else to focus on instead of being bored and lonely. So I go to the farmer's market. In the morning, not on Sundays, but if it's like Saturday, it usually happens on Saturday. I'll go to the gym in the morning, and then I'll come home and I'm like, what the fuck do I do now? So last week I took myself to Target in that plaza. There's a couple different shops there, and I just rolled around with the dog and I said hi to people, and then I went to the mall and I rolled around, said hi to people, and then I went home and I was fine. I was great. And I went back to work. That was on Valentine's Day, actually, the 14th. So every single week for the rest of your life, you're going to go somewhere. And the reason why we're doing that is because once we have to get comfortable with going somewhere. It's going to be very difficult to try to do all these steps at once if you're in a new location and you don't know where anything's at. You've never been before. So you're, instead of like saying hi to people, you're going to you're going to focus on like, where the hell am I going? Where am I at? Like that's why I'm saying we want to go somewhere. So like for me, when I went to the farmer's market on Sunday, when I first started going there, I was like, this is kind of weird. I don't know what I'm doing. And now I wake up and it's just another Sunday for me. I'm like, all right, yeah, we're going to the farmer's market today. Let's go see who's there. Right? And I do the same 2 laps back and forth, and I'll go stop and listen to the music if there's music, and then I'll go home. I'm there for like an hour and a half sometimes. Okay? So that's the first step. Once you have found a place and you've done this a couple times and you're like, okay, yeah, cool, I could go here and it feels great. Now we're going to start working on your social skills. This is where you need to pay attention to what I'm going to teach you to do. Because taking yourself out in public somewhere is one thing, that's fine, but we also need to desensitize ourselves when it comes to talking to strangers. If you were raised like I was, and many people were, stranger danger, you're conditioned for decades, depending on how old you are. I'm 30, that strangers are bad, do not talk to them. So your subconscious mind is going to push you away from strangers because you were taught growing up, strangers are bad. This is why men have a very difficult time cold approaching a girl, because there's stranger danger and there's also a fear of rejection. So you've got 2 things stacking up against you. However, what I want you to do is I want you to say, okay, when you go to this location, so farmer's market, okay, I'm going to go to the farmer's market and I am going to say hi to at least one person. That's all you got to do. It could just be hi. It could be, hey, hi. Ladies, good morning. Guys, hey, good afternoon. Ladies, you look, well, you don't have to compliment. Ladies, you look phenomenal. Girls, good to see ya. Ladies, hey, have a good day. That's all you're doing. You're just greeting people. Start with one, and then you're going to see when you do it with the first person's always going to be the hardest if you have not like warmed up your social skills. Meaning, all you got to do is like when you're on your way to this place, just start talking to yourself out loud. And then by the time you get there, you'll be like, all right, I'm ready to go. Otherwise, that wall is going to be there. But if you say hi to one person, you're going to see, okay, that was cool. I'm going to do it to another. Okay, cool. I'm going to do it to another. And then if you're like me, I just start saying hi to every fucking person I see. But every time you say hi to somebody, this is where we're going to change your belief system. So remember, strangers are bad. Stay away from them. We want to start thinking, wow, strangers are cool. So if you just say, so like, hey guys, hey, good morning. They're going to say, hey, good morning back. And then when you're like, fuck yeah, I just did that. Let's go. Yes, I just did it too. Okay, cool. That was cool. Let's do another one. Ladies, hey, good morning. Oh, hey, good morning. Yes, I just did it again. Let's go, man. See, we're feeling every single time we do something, we are rewarding ourselves for doing it. So that means the more we do it, so like today at the gym, I went up and I was talking to one of the girls that I knew there, and I saw another girl and she was looking. I couldn't tell she was looking at me, the dog. So I fucking pointed at her and I pointed at my dog and I said, "You want to come and meet him?" Waved her over. Her name's Amy. Met her, cute girl. And then I went up and talked to a different girl today that I knew. And then at the time, there was another girl. Dude, this girl, the body in this girl is incredible. But she was walking our way, and I was talking to this girl, and I literally looked over and said, "Hey, excuse me." And I said, "Listen, I just wanted to tell you really quickly, man, you look fucking stellar in this outfit." She was, "Oh, thank you." I was like, "Seriously, man, you look so good." And she lit up, right? And then when I was like, looked back at her, I was like, "Sorry." And I told the girl, I was like, "Hey, sorry about that." I was like, "But I teach people how to do this." And then when I left, I was like, "Dude, I was like, that girl," I was like, "That's two today. That's two girls today, Mitchell. Let's go." That's what I want you guys to start doing, okay? If you do not do this, if you do not condition yourself that I say hi to somebody, yes, that's awesome. You're gonna have a hard time consistently doing it. And you're gonna notice that when you say hi to somebody and you gas yourself up like I'm doing, you're gonna start feeling good. That's what I'm trying to get you guys to do. Because when you start feeling good, your confidence goes through the fucking roof. This is why I'm so socially confident. I'm unshakable, dude. I was just rolling around the gym today, smiling, waving at everybody. There's a couple girls I saw there that like rejected me in the past. One girl that I was texting just ghosted me. I was rolling by her and I was like, "Hey girl, how are you, man? Good to see you." And I just kept going, kept pushing it. Not a single fucking care in the world. You know why? Because I'm awesome. And I know I'm so good at doing this. And I'm in a good mood and I want everybody else to be in the same mood that I'm in. That's what I'm trying to help you guys develop. I'm even feeling it right now at the time of filming this video. So that's the first step. Now, after you get good at saying hi to people, now we want to start giving out good feelings, okay? Because one of the key things in making people like you is if we can get them to associate feeling good with you, they're more likely to want to be around you. So the third step, after we say hi to people, now instead of saying hi, now we want to start giving out compliments. So for me, I will give a girl a compliment if I think she genuinely looks really pretty. If I don't, then I just won't do it. Now, listen, I'm not saying that like I only give out compliments to the girls that I'm sexually attracted to. No. If I see a girl and I think the color on her looks good, if she looks good in the outfit, I don't care if she's married, I don't care if she's skinny, fat, in shape, I don't care. I'm gonna give her a compliment. Why? Because I'm conditioning myself to see, hey, girls are fun. I like talking to girls. And for the most part, 9 times out of 10, they're gonna say thank you and it's gonna make them feel good. So once we start doing that, from here, depending on their answer, so that's step 3. So step 1, go somewhere every week. Step 2, now we're gonna start saying hi to people. Step 3, now we're gonna give out compliments to both men or women to make them feel good. Now, from here, this is where like the conversation would typically start. So after you give somebody a compliment, they're going to say thank you. You could always ask them, "Hey, what's your name?" once you say, hey, what's your name? They're going to tell you. Now, I do this sometimes I don't. So if we look at the girl that I complimented with like the pink outfit that I said looked really good, I was in the middle of talking to somebody. I could have asked for her name and I didn't. I didn't. But this other Amy girl, I was like, hey, well, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to get going. I got to pee. I was like, well, what's your name? She was like, I'm Amy. I said, Amy, I'm Mitchell. I said, hey, if you ever see me around and you want to pet the dog, man, I said, just come up and say hi. That's what I did. And then I left. Okay, but because I called her over to come meet the dog, I was able to have a little bit of a conversation with her. But that's what I'm saying is like, if you're just greeting people, okay, if you're just giving compliments, this is where I'm saying. And let me tell you this too. I should have added this. It is significantly harder to go out of your way to cold approach somebody just to give them a greeting or just to give them a compliment. I still struggle with that, because when you see a girl or a guy and you're like, oh, I want to go and talk to them, you're going to get into your head unless you just start heading that direction. Okay, if you just start heading that direction, you're already committed to doing it. You won't think about it. But what I have noticed for me, when I go to the farmer's market, I'm passing people on the way to the market. I have to park in the back of the parking lot because it's usually busy. On the way to the market, I'm passing people. And because I'm passing them, I'm not thinking about approaching them. Because I'm not thinking about approaching them, that frees up my head to just say, hey guys, good morning. Ladies, you look fucking awesome. Have a good day. Okay, so if you're gonna compliment a guy or a girl, if you can, like, if there's, like, if we're at the gym and I'm facing the mirror and the weight rack is up towards the mirror, if I need to go to this side to get a 5-pound dumbbell because of my nerve damage, if I have to go to get a 5-pound dumbbell and there's a cute girl literally right next to those dumbbells, I'm going to go and get the dumbbell, I'm going to spin around, and then I'm going to say, hey, excuse me, listen, I just was over here grabbing a weight, but I just wanted to tell you really quickly, man, you are so pretty. And then she'll say, thank you. And then this happened last time, where yesterday, actually, I said that to a girl, and then she blurted something out saying that, hey, if I ever need help, because I'm in a wheelchair, and she saw me bend over to grab that weight. She was like, hey, if you ever need me to get you something, let me know. And I was like, I appreciate that. But I was like, no, I got it, man, but thank you. I said, hey, if you like dogs, by the way, you're more than welcome to come over and meet mine. So I invited her to meet the dog. She didn't take it. Fast forward, I was waiting on a cable machine. She came up and started talking to me again. Now, because she approached me and we started having a conversation for about 10 minutes, and I could see she was bubbly. She was being, I asked her out, and then come to find out she ended up having a boyfriend. But that's fine. But that's what I want you to tell you guys is when you do give out compliments to people, you or them, very rarely, someone is going to say something and a conversation's just gonna start. Those I have found have been the absolute best. They're just easiest, and Mother Nature is, because attraction's not a choice. So between a man and a woman, if there's both mutual interest in one another, that conversation, it's just meant to happen. Everything happens for a reason. But if you want to get better at this, you could just say, give them a compliment, and then you could say, hey, what's your name, by the way? And then if you ask them for their name, they're going to know that, okay, maybe you're trying to talk. And then you could say, hey, what's your name? Hey, I'm Mitchell. Good to meet you. Have a good day. And then you can leave, okay? But that's what I'm saying is, like, you don't need to include the step where you're just asking for names. It's really go somewhere, say hi to people, and then start saying hi to people, but give out compliments at the same time to people that you want to compliment. And then when you're doing one of those two things, like I have my dog with me, sometimes they'll ask to meet the dog, or sometimes I'll say, hey, do you want to meet the dog? Or if it's like at the gym, I didn't have my dog with me when I went up and cold approached that girl. He was on the other side of the gym, but I had to leave him, come get the weight, and then I said something to her, and then we started talking for a bit, and then fast forward, I told you that. Okay, that's what I'm saying is, like, I don't want you guys to go out of your way to build up, like it's gonna create so much anxiety if I'm telling you to go out of your way and force a conversation with the girl. It's better to just let it happen in the moment. Like, my process would be, get her attention, give her a compliment, ask for her name, ask her a question, and then that starts the conversation. So yes, there's a process, but I'm telling you that the process that I just described to build up social confidence, it'll just naturally happen. I'm giving you less to think about, and you're going to start seeing that when you start gassing yourself up for every single person that you say hi to, you're not gonna think about cold approaching people, and you might be the one to just blurt something out loud, and then now you're in a conversation. I have found that to be the fucking best way to start a conversation when you're not even thinking about it, because you're not in your head, you're just feeling good. Forcibly starting a conversation, that takes a lot of work. I don't feel like doing that. I don't have the time to do that. So now that you know the process, guys, I want you, like I said, every week, start doing what I just taught you. Step 1, step 2, step 3. You're going to see that when you do this and you gas yourself up when you do it, you're going to start feeling as fucking good as I am when you start doing that. That is a guarantee. So if you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. And listen, I want to make an offer. If you want my help to learn how to do this personally, I have a new 8-week one-on-one coaching program, and I'm taking on the first 3 people for absolutely free. After that, and they will fill up fast, it's going to be $19.97. So if you think I can help you, go ahead and click the link in the description. Go check out that video. It's going to tell you everything you're going to want to know, and then book a time to speak with me. Now, we're going to talk, because I need to make sure that 1, you're not going to waste my time. 2, you actually want help. And 3, you're going to do what it is that we're going to talk about. You're literally having me with you every single day. No, I mean, I'm not like physically with you, but you're getting my phone number, my cell phone. Like, I'm going to help you get the fucking results I'm telling you that we're going to work on getting, man. So hurry up. If you want to work with me, man, don't miss out. This spots will go fast. And if you want to continue understanding social skills for free, check out one of these 2 videos right here. I can't use this hand, so one of these two. Hey guys, I'll see you in the next one.